Hello, all greetings. This is Gilles Martial. I wanted to come and say hello, to wish you a wonderful day. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to pull a few cards to receive guidance and see what we may draw on as wisdom. For the highest wisdom for us today is to stay focused within our direction. It is the direction. We can always change direction, but the highest direction is the North Star. It is the heart. It is where what feels right. The first intention will always tell us what is the truest for us. So to follow your own inner direction is very important. To understand, we need to understand completion, how to complete this process. How do we complete that cycle we've been going through? And so what we need to do is the effort. What kind of effort do we need to produce? What kind of effort do we need to put forward? If it requires too much effort, then it's probably not worth it. So there is something that we can do that requires a small effort that will make a big difference. That's what we need to find out. And the outcome for us is the healer. It is being healed. It is healing others. It is healing situation. For in many sense, there's this song that goes through my head, and it's about understanding how time is very, very long when you are separated from the one you love, from love. But once you are in the love, time no longer exists. Life becomes absolute joy. There is no more time. There is just now. But sometimes times makes separate things, and so we need to understand that, to reconnect to love, and then from reconnecting to love, all those things and people that we need to attract into our life will come as a natural result of that. From the archangel, it is the solution. The archangel Zadkiel. It is the Aquarian age. It is the art, the esoterical alchemistry, the balance between the yin and the yang, the inner alchemistry, the mental and the emotional blending. It talks about purification. It says success goes through compromise, self-control and patience, forgiveness and healing energies. So that's what sometimes we cannot have. We need to make choices sometimes, and so we have to respond to our higher reason, higher mind, sometimes we have to make certain compromise for our highest good. And the general message for us is love life. It is love life. So it is about enjoying this potential of romance. For it is wonderful, even if it's just this process of meeting, envisaging the possibility, discovering this idea of romance. It is not. It is just as an artist, I've always been very romantic. I wanted to speak about writing also. I wanted to speak because it is very important to write down our dreams, to write down, to take notes, and to be creative. I've chosen to write a book that's a book of initiation. It is a book that addresses my philosophy, presents a vision, an initiation on how to develop this multidimensional nature. It's a book about the divine law, and it addresses also the idea of the golden age, what is to come for humanity, and also some scientific principle. It's almost completely online. I have the first 10 chapters that are online in English. I need to finish it. It's the 13th chapter, and then I'm going to refine the translation and publish it as a art book with a lot of illustration, so it will be really nice. And I thought it was I will complete it with 2 other books that will complete the series, but I thought it would be interesting to write a novel. In many sense, writing a novel or writing a philosophical book is very different. For instance, when I paint, writing a book is like painting a painting. In many sense, it's a process, and when I do a painting like this on the solar system, I have nobody in art history has ever done such a thing as approaching this subject. So I am alone. I don't have something to compare myself to in many ways. So it is original, unique, and kind of the first of its kind in many sense as a subject matter, the solar system. But if I would do a portrait, I would place myself in relationship to all the other painters that ever painted portraits before me. And when you write a novel, you are it is about the same thing. You comply to you address whatever you're going to address, but you can be compared to the relationship to other novel fictional stories. And so So in many sense, it is good to try to continue to write. For in many sense, when you have to paint a painting or write a book, it is always like you have to do it. It's not something like you could prevent it from doing it. It is something that is inside of you that needs to come out. Yet you need to apply yourself. If you don't apply, so we need to apply ourselves. But sometimes it can be long-term project. But whatever we do, it's very important to start writing. And so I wanted to recommend a few little books there, because I might be writing very small novels on initiatic tales, or maybe some big epic, I don't know, like epic like Homer or Tolkien. But in terms of small initiatic books, there is some that I recommend. One is the Theogonie of Hesiod. It reveals a very small poem, but it reveals the whole of the Greek mythology. The Divine Comedy of Dante. It reveals all of the astral planes. There is a book by Hermann Hesse, Siddhartha. I recommend it. It's not about the life of Buddha. It's something else, but it's very, very powerful book. The Little Prince is by Saint-Exupéry. Is a very powerful small book. Jonathan the Seagull is a very powerful initiation book. Those are little books. There was one named Microméga. It's a science fiction book by Voltaire. One of them, I don't know if it's in English, by Barjavel, but it's a wonderful vision of the future. There's a vision, a science fiction book. It's called, I don't know how it's called in English. So I'll speak of another book in English that I really love called 2150. It's a story it's a futuristic book, 2150 AD it's called, and it talks about the macro society. It's really interesting. There is all kinds of, it should be even online if you care to see it, to listen to it. Of course, there is Alice in Wonderland. Those are classics. The Animal Farm, 1984, The Alchemist of Paulo Coelho. Of course, there is also the more esoteric, like the Emerald Tablet of Thoth or the Kybalion. Those are initiation. We need to apply ourselves through the Urantia book. It's very powerful. So we need to apply ourselves to research and then to use the fruits of our research in order to create something new from what we've discovered. I also wanted to say, when you write, the old Greeks were calling on the muses. The muses were 9. They are muses. For me, beautiful women are muses. They incarnate, like Dante. The beauty of God has been placed within this beauty of woman. But in many sense, those muses were the ones that were responsible for Hesiod. They are daughters of Mnemosyne, which is the goddess of memory. She's always like this. And she was the daughter of Uranus and Gaia, very original. And when she mated with Zeus, they had Clio, the muse of history, Euterpe, the muse of lyric poetry, Thalie, the muse of comedy, Melponen, the muse of tragedy, Terpsichore, the muse of dance. She has a planet right here. I identify some of those forces in the sky. Erato, which is the muse of erotic poetry. I thought it would be interesting to write a short initiatic novel of fantastic erotic tale. It might be interesting. The erotic genre is kind of interesting to me. Polymne, the muse of anthem. Uranie, the muse of astronomy. She's right there somewhere. She's right there, and I have her in Pisces. So she's always been opening my mind to the interest for the stars. Calliope, the muse of epic poetry, like Homer and all those great epic. But Thalie needs to be. There is 2 Thalie in Greek mythology. One is the muse of comedy. She's a wonderful company. But there is also Thalie, one of the 3 graces. They were called the charms, the charities, and those were the daughters of Zeus and Eurynome. Eurynome was the daughter of Ocean, and Thales was one of the most beautiful Titanoid. Oceanid, sorry, and they had Aglaé, Euphrosyne, and Thalie, which was the 3 graces that are represented much in the art. And here I have Euphrosyne is somewhere. Euphrosyne is a planet that is one of the 3 graces that symbolizes the pure joy in life. So it is good to know those things are out there, and you can connect to them and give you a break from whatever sort dimensional life is. So as we tune in, we learn to entertain ourselves with all kinds of energies. As we learn to enjoy silence and to be receptive at times. I wanted to show this painting to say that it's moving forward. I've been presenting it, and so the key is to resolve is the color of the 10 numbers here that looks like a clock, the colors of the I am here, and the colors of the word Gaia. But it's coming together. It's just a matter of resolving those 3 colors. And this painting behind me is also kind of coming together. It's a big painting that has a lot of. There's still some resolution, but everybody that comes in and look at it, they all I like this one. So it's kind of interesting. I'm going to finish with a song. I might send 2 songs. It's a French song. First, it talks about having no regret and moving into the now, moving into the future. That the future has so much more to offer than any past. So it goes like this. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé, balayé, oublié. Je me fous du passé. Avec mes souvenirs, j'ai allumé le feu, mes chagrins, mes plaisirs, je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec leur trémolo, balayer pour toujours, je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, car ma vie, car mes joies, aujourd'hui, elles commencent avec toi. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop there, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.